Welcome to the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments. Hello and welcome to episode number 7 of the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments. I am your host, Amanda Tento, and today we are going to talk about something SEO related. This is one of the very first steps of any SEO project, and it's a very important step because without it, your site may not be indexed by Google, so then therefore you may not be found. Today, we are talking about sitemaps. Before we get started into what a sitemap actually is, I also want to note that there will be a tutorial video available on this. It's going to be on the podcast episode website, so that's going to be the determinedmom.com/podcast/episode 7. So you can find that tutorial there, and it's going to kind of guide you through how to do all of the things we're going to talk about. This is going to be one of the first real tutorial episodes other than episode 6, which was about the biggest blog writing hack that will change your life. So if you didn't check out episode number 6, definitely check that out. But this is going to be the second of the tutorial podcasts. So if you are curious about sitemaps, you don't know what it is, stay tuned. If you would like to learn more, definitely go to the podcast website and find out exactly what's going on with it. So, sitemaps are a list of all of the pages on your website. So, it's basically an index of all of the pages on your website. And what's going to happen is creating and submitting this index to Google is going to allow them to know what's on your site, what it's about, what pages are there, and all of those things. So it gives them a little bit more information about your site. And one of the first things that you're going to want to do is making sure that Google can access your site, or any search engine really can access your site. The reason is because if you don't have a robots.txt file, then they are not going to know that your site is there to crawl. So robots.txt is a file that allows them basically all of the bots, which would be like Googlebot and Bingbot and Yahoo bots and all of those bots, to search your website and basically know what content is there. Now, with the robots.txt file, you can also disallow pages from being crawled, or you can disallow certain bots from crawling your website, but I would not recommend this. I would just allow all at this point, and I would allow an SEO expert to choose which pages, if any, which there really shouldn't be any that are hidden, would be indexed. So the first step is going to be to go and set up Google Search Console. So I actually have all of this up on my computer so I can give you all of the details. So go to search.google.com and you're going to be able to log in to Google Search Console. You're going to use a Gmail account that you want to have associated with your website. I would also recommend that this particular Gmail account be the same one that you use for analytics and ads and anything else that you have connected to your site. It'll make everything so much easier for you. So once you're into that particular website, you're going to go to the home menu, and then you're going to click settings, and you're going to click connected accounts, and then you're going to click connect account, and you're going to log into the Google account that you want to connect to your site. If you have multiple Google accounts, make sure that you selected the correct one, and you're going to go ahead and click allow. So the second portion that we really need to make sure that is going on, and I'm going to strictly talk about this from a WordPress and Yoast plugin standpoint, is going to be making sure that your robots.txt file is configured to allow crawling. So in order to find this, you're actually going to go to your tools settings of Yoast. So you have Yoast installed. So on the left-hand side of your dashboard for WordPress, you're going to click on SEO. You see the little Y there. Then you're going to click on tools. After that loads, you're going to go ahead and click on File Editor, and you're going to see it will say you do not have a robots.txt file if you don't have it configured, or if you do have it configured, it's going to show you the contents of your robots.txt file. So it's very important to make sure that you have this set to allow. So under the user agent, there should be a little asterisk, and that is going to tell it that all bots can crawl your website. Now, there should be really nothing under disallow. There can be some default things that are in there, but I would just recommend removing anything from the disallow section. And then you're going to click Save Changes to Robots.txt. Now, if you have a Wix site or a Squarespace site, these things are going to be taken care of for you, and they're going to already allow your site to be crawled and already have that robots.txt file. So you don't have to worry about that if you have Wix or Squarespace. Now, speaking of those things, what you're going to want to do is for WordPress, I'm going to go back into making sure that we take care of the WordPress first. So you're going to go back into your Yoast and you're going to go to General, and then you're going to click on, this is how to find your sitemap, how to find your sitemaps, by the way. You're going to click on General and then the Features tab, and make sure that on these features you have XML sitemaps set to on. Then if you do, you're going to click that little question mark, and it's going to give you a little thing that says enable the XML sitemaps that Yoast SEO generates, and then you can actually click to see the XML sitemap. If you click there, it's going to show you a list of all of the sitemaps that have been generated by Yoast. And generally, every time you make an edit or add a page or something to your sitemap or to your website, Yoast is going to update this, which is great. But you want to make sure that Google has these sitemaps. So you can see, like mine, for example, I'm just going to read you a few of them. And this is going to be in the tutorial video so you can see it. But it's going to say thedeterminedmom.com/post-sitemap.xml. So those are all of my posts. So I definitely want to make sure that Google has at least my post sitemap and my page sitemap. So in order to add this to Google, I'm going to go to the Search Console. And all I would do is go to the left-hand side and click on Sitemaps. And then under Add a New Sitemap, I'm going to type the rest of the URL that's in that sitemap. So it's going to be the post-sitemap.xml that I'm going to type into console. And then I'm going to submit that. And it's going to submit that to Google. And you're going to see a little status message that says success if it actually uploads and Google finds it. So back to Wix, I'm going to go ahead and go through a little bit of what you need to do in Wix. Wix does a little bit of the work for you, but it is important to note that Wix only submits the sitemap for you if you use the Wix SEO Wiz. That is the only occasion in which Wix submits the sitemap for you. If you do not use that, then you're going to need to manually create your sitemap and submit it. Well, I think you don't have to manually create it. It will create it for you, but it will not submit it for you. The other thing to note with Wix is that they will not submit any subsequent sitemaps. So like if you add pages or you make any major site structure changes, they are not going to submit the subsequent sitemaps to Google. So every time you make a change, you're going to want to make sure that you're adding that into your Google Search Console manually. Now, your Wix sitemap is going to be whatever your website is. So it's going to be like mywebsite.com/sitemap.xml. So that is what you're going to enter into Google Search Console. So you're going to enter the /sitemap.xml into the Google Search Console. So that's what Wix users need to know. Now, for Squarespace, they do create the sitemap for you, but they don't submit it for you. So you can view your sitemap by adding the sitemap.xml onto the end of your domain. And basically, it's going to be like if you have a Squarespace, like you haven't changed your Squarespace site to a custom domain, it's going to be your site name. So like, I don't know, thedeterminedmom.squarespace.com /sitemap.xml, or it would be your domain /sitemap.xml if you have a custom domain. I want to remind you that this is more of a technical episode of this show. So if you are confused at all or anything, please go and watch the tutorial video. It's going to walk you through how to do this, and it's going to give you everything that you need to know about all of these things. One thing that I will mention that I didn't go over in detail is that before you can submit a sitemap to Google Search Console, you do need to verify your website, and that's just verifying ownership and them making sure that you're not just submitting a sitemap for some random website. So you're going to click on verify, and then there are probably, I think there's like 4 or 5 different ways that you can verify your website. Some of it is uploading code, some of it's downloading an HTML file. So whatever you choose to verify, that is going to be the best thing for you. I usually just do a little bit of code, drop that into my header, and then verify that way. I think that's the easiest way for WordPress users at least. The other thing that I want you to remember is that all of this is new to everyone at some point. So there's no feeling ashamed or feeling like you're behind or anything like that, because it's a learning curve for everyone. And I want to make sure that you're aware. You also don't have to do this yourself. You can hire an SEO, a search engine optimizer, or even your tech-savvy VA might be able to do it for you. So those are some options that you can do. I will tell you that this is definitely one of the very first basic steps of starting to optimize your website. You want to make sure that your website is getting indexed and crawled by Google. Make sure that you get your free video tutorial on submitting a sitemap to Google at thedeterminedmom.com/podcast/episode 7. You can sign up to get the link to the video there. And I also ask that you subscribe to The Determined Mom Show wherever you're listening, whatever podcast tool that you use to listen to. Please subscribe, leave us a review. We're a very new podcast, and we are looking to grow our listener base and help as many mom business owners like you as we can. You can also subscribe to the Determined Mom YouTube channel for episode previews. So every Monday, we're going to release an episode preview video to give you an idea of what the next episode coming out on Wednesday is going to be about. You can also join the Determined Mom Show community, which is our Facebook community, and let me know what you want to hear more of, what you love, what you hate. And also, there's so many amazing moms in there from around the world that you can network with and just enjoy learning from and sharing our stories as mom business owners. So looking forward to seeing you in the Determined Mom Show community. And that is exactly what it's called on Facebook. So if you search that, you can find it. And you can always email me at amanda@thedeterminedmom.com. I hope you have a wonderful week and enjoy those kiddos, enjoy your business, and just grow. So with much gratitude, this is Amanda Tento.